Hello everyone. Okay, we're gonna see if this is a little bit better. Bear with me a second. I tried to go live just a second ago and it was a little grainy, so a little blurry, and I do not want a repeat of a couple weeks ago. That was awful. So let's see. Give me just a second. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late, but I'd rather be late and you guys see me than have a horrible quality video. So let's try this again. All right, I can see myself. Let me turn on comments. Okay, it looks to be a better video. So let's hope it stays this way. And let's see. I'm at an angle. Let me see if I can fix this. Bear with me a second. Okay, I think I'm straight. Okay. Yay. All right. Let's try this again. Take number 2. Hopefully you guys are hopping on and you're finding me. So sorry. Okay, today is Saturday, September 7th. And I am Shauna Maxwell. I am coming to you live from my craft room in Edmond, Oklahoma. We are going to be using the Potions and Spells stamp and die set today. We used this last week. It's probably my favorite of the Halloween ones. We're going to be making a treat box using the Cauldron today. Last week, if you didn't see, we made treat holders. We made this one together live, and then this one was just, it's the same way you put it together, it's just different dimensions on the orange piece, and I went over that with you. So this is just a little pin. I got these off of Amazon. And these are little zombie sucker fingers. I thought they looked like witches' fingers. And I got those at Dollar Tree. So, just some cute little Halloween. You wouldn't want to make these for all of your trick-or-treaters, but your special ones. I have grandkids, so you know who my special ones are. So, today we're going to be making another treat using the Cauldron. But we're going to make a treat box out of it. So, not many housekeeping rules to go over this morning. I'm just very excited that I can open up the catalog today. These went live Wednesday, September 4th. So now you can see the inside of these. I'm so excited. Why is it when they tell you that you can't show something that you want to even more? Let me see if I turn off that light, if that glare goes away. There we go. That's a little bit better. All the technical stuff, the lights, the internet. Okay. Well, I'm going to do a walkthrough, a Facebook Live after today's Facebook Live. And we're going to walk through these so that you guys can see these. So we'll do the treat box, we'll take a little break, and then we'll come back. How's that sound? Is anyone in here yet? Anybody hopping on? If so, stop by, say hello so that I know you're here. If you're watching and you don't say hi, I don't know that you're here. So, all right. here is the treat box that we're making. And let me grab some ink. This is our Memento black ink. Cute little treat box though. I think it measures 1 inch wide and about 2 inches long. So 1 by 2. So it can hold several little candies depending on what you put in there. Okay. So I'm going to use the big cauldron, and we're going to stamp this on some basic gray. We're going to stamp 2 of them. I'm loving the cooler weather. It's so beautiful outside. I'm sure everybody's out running around. But I'm sad. My pool is too cold. I can't get in my pool anymore. It's getting too cold at night and it's just not keeping the heat. It was 72 degrees in my pool this morning when I went out there and turned the pump on. Okay. And I also, at the end of this, I have I'll show you a sneak peek. Look what I put together. That is our haunted home kit. And they sold out in a matter of minutes. I was going to do a Facebook Live and put it together with you guys, but when they sold out, I thought, well, nobody wants to see me sitting here putting together a box that you guys can't make anymore. That's no fun. Let me grab the die for this. And my big shot machine. Alrighty. I love this little cauldron. Oh, I moved it a little bit. Let me line that back up. We don't want a twisted cauldron. That would look kind of funny. Okay. I haven't really been up to a whole lot, guys. Been working, always working, and been making cards. We're doing a craft show, 2 of them. One is the weekend right before Thanksgiving. I can't remember the date on that. Give me just a second and I can tell you. It is, well, I thought I could tell you. Yeah, here it is. It is November 16th. It's called Jingle Jam, and it's in Piedmont at the intermediate school. It's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's going to be me and my husband. My husband is making his flags. I don't know if you guys have ever been around and if you know what his flags look like. Hi, Mom. How are you? But I've coursed him into doing it with me. So, and then we have another craft show, December 7th and 8th. It's at the Oklahoma State Fairgrounds. and it is called Oklahoma City Holiday Fair. It is from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday, and then I think from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday, I believe. Okay, so I have my 2 cauldrons for my treat box. And then we need a piece of the same basic gray cardstock, and we're going to make the box portion of this. And this piece of paper needs to measure, let me see if this is big enough to use, 4 by 4. Had trouble getting on, shows you have been on for 4 minutes. Yes, I did have trouble. I started it and it looked like it did a couple weeks ago where it was all blurry and grainy. So I guess our internet connection is not that good. Jason said that he would call AT&T this week. So anyway, I got off and got back on. I'm using his roaming data instead of our Wi-Fi, and it seems to be better. So yay. So yes, I did get on a little late. Sorry if you had trouble finding me. I was on and then I popped off. Okay, so this piece of paper is going to measure 4 by 4, and we are going to score one side of this at 1.5. So score, not cut. Make sure you move your cutting blade out of the way. And 2.5. Hope I scored that right. 1.5. Yeah, I did. Second guessing myself. 2.5. Nope, not you, Mom. It was me. Gotta love internet. Internet problems. And I am not going through and doing a whole nother hour of blurry crudiness. I would have just had to reschedule it, I guess, because that's awful. So this one is 1 and 3. I turned it around and now we're doing the other side. Mom, the pool was 72 degrees this morning, about an hour and a half ago. It is cold. Okay, I don't know if you can see these score marks on here, but it kind of looks like a weird tic-tac-toe. Yeah, you can see them. Okay, so we've got 2 score lines here and 2 score lines here. We're going to take this small little section right here and we're going to cut up to that first score line. Glad you're on. Yeah. And I thought, oh my gosh, of course, this is going to be the day where my internet's cruddy, because with it not being nice enough to get in the pool, I thought what I really should do is film this live, and then I'm going to take a small little break, get a drink, and then I'm going to come back and do another live and go through the 2 new catalogs that went live Wednesday the 4th. Because I can actually open up the catalogs now. Yay! Okay, so we have cut up on those score lines. Now we're just folding these over on the score lines. And now we're going to make this box. And the way it's going to go together is we're going to put glue on these 2 middle tabs right here. And we're going to bring that up over, and then we're going to give that up and over. So now we have a box. So let me grab my glue. Okay. And of course it's the glue that I so much love. Ugh. This is the green capped glue. The mono multi-liquid glue. It's just in a different bottle with a small little tip, so I can try not to get it everywhere. Once you get this glue on your fingers, you stick to everything. It's just annoying. But it's great glue, which is why I use it. So again, we're just gonna bring those over. Hold those for a little bit until they hold on. It takes a second, but. Okay, and then we're going to take glue and put on these two squares on the end. This one and this one. And we're just gonna pull that and wrap it. Make sure all of our edges line up. And then we're just gonna hold them. And actually I have two little, nope, that's gonna hold. I was gonna say I've got my little paper clips, not my paper clips, my little, my little clips, my little clothesline clips, clothespins that you can kind of stick on the sides and hold it. Okay. Put that out of the way. We're done with the box part for a second. And we're going to do the fun part and decorate our cauldron. So let me bring those back over. And I know this is going to seem kind of funny because it is gray, smoky, or basic gray cardstock. But I am going to take... Actually, before I do that part, let's do our other stamping real quick. That way we can do all the coloring at one time. Okay, so I'm going to, we have a cat in this stamp set and a bird. Grab my scratch piece of Whisper White. Or Basic White, I'm sorry, they've renamed that. Grab my black ink. Let's do the cat first. What are you doing this morning, Mom? Anything? Did you go to the Y? Did you go work out? Or did you go to the wellness center? You went to the wellness center. And then I'll go ahead and do this bird. I don't need both of these, but you guys can make the choice of which one you like the best. And then we are going to, let me reach across here. I'm going to show you, sorry, get my arms in the camera. Okay. I went ahead and stamped these bubbles. And there's not a die for these bubbles. Don't ask me why. Come on, Stampin' Up. So I took some scissors and I just fussy cutted around it, which is where you just go around it and you leave a little border around it. So I've already done that. That way you guys don't have to sit here and watch me do that. So let's color these. I'm going to take, again, the dark and light smoky slate, and I'm going to color in my cat with the light. I'm going to just flood him. So, give him an overall not going to color his eyes gray, of course, so you do want to stay a little clear of that, but I did, nothing else. Well, that's enough, Mom. That's good for you. You're so good. I slept and I woke up. You're ahead of me. You're ahead of the game. Okay. Almost done. The great thing about these are our Stampin' Up! Blends. They are alcohol markers, so all of it just blends together. That's what they're designed for. So the artist who made this stamp has kind of told us, okay, do some shading up here. And they've already put the little marks here, a little bit on his tail. Up here, it's a little bit darker. Around his face. Under his neck, anywhere there might be some shadow. Kind of around here on his leg. And then, of course, you know, up under his belly is going to be a little bit darker. Down around his back leg. So just adding some color, just adding some shading. So once you have that, then you're going to go back to your light and you're just going to blend that all out so there's no harsh lines. And that just, as it dries, it just blends into each other so that it gives you some shading. Just makes it a little bit more realistic. Because, you know, when you look at stuff, it's not all one shade depending on how the light is shining on it. So, again, you're just going back over the whole image with your light and letting that light and dark just melt together. Okay, so there's our cat, not much to it. And then I have already colored a parrot, a bird, and the colors that I used on this were dark Cajun Craze and light Cajun Craze. I used the dark pumpkin pie and then the light pumpkin pie and the light daffodil. So I just went in there and started dark down here and then went light up to his face. Blended it all together. Did pumpkin pie for his beak and his feet. And the reason why I did that was I wanted, when I was playing with this and putting together my sample, I didn't know if I wanted to use the cat or the bird. So I ended up using the cat on the first one. I think you missed this, Mom. I think I had already showed it before you got in here. This is the treat box that we're making. So I ended up using the cat on this one. I might use the bird for today's, so we'll see. I liked the cat better. I am going to take the light pumpkin pie and color the cat's eyes orange because he's mischievous cat. He's causing problems. He's not a good kitty cat. I'll show you what I mean by that when we get to putting the candy into it. I'll show you what goes through Shauna's twisted mind as she's creating the story behind the treat box. You guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, girl, really? So this is the granny apple, no, this is the lemon lime twist, the light. And again, we're just going to flood the image with the light, and then we'll come back and add some shading with the dark. I talk about me and my love for Halloween and my twisted mind, and it makes me go back to thinking I'm gonna go down memory lane. Are you ready, Mom? Okay, so every Friday after school, we would go by 2nd and Broadway, or no, 2nd and Boulevard here in Edmond, and there was a Blockbuster and a Little Caesars Pizza, and we would grab pizza, and then we would get to go to Blockbuster and grab either a couple of movies or Nintendo games, whatever we wanted to do for the weekend. And I cannot get enough of scary movies. And I mean, it can be horror movies, blood and gut movies, you guys, I live for Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, all of it. Friday the 13th. I am just a Halloween girl. I guess being born in October, my birthdays were always Halloween themed. I loved it. I couldn't get enough of it. I still can't. When a good movie comes out, a good scary movie, I am all for it. It's my favorite kind of movie. Mom, make the cat eyes yellow. Oh, I could have. Sorry, I didn't see that. I could have. But anyway, I think my parents always worried about me turning out to be some crazy lunatic child because I was watching all of these scary horror movies. They probably thought, oh my gosh, we're creating a monster. But I didn't. I turned out okay. I just love it. I don't know what my deal is. I remember fun, fun, fun. You were born in the right month. I was. God knew what he was doing. Okay, so we have gone in and I have done the lemon lime twist, just the light all the way, and then I've taken the dark and gone around where the artist has already, put on the lines and shown where it's darker at. So those are our cauldron bubbles. Again, there's not a die set for this, so I had to stamp it and then fussy cut it, and I didn't want you guys watching me fussy cut because that's worse than watching me tie ribbon. It's painful. So I thought I would spare you. Okay, I'm going to grab my 2 cauldrons, and I'm actually going to add some shading to these just to give it a little something, something. It makes it just a little bit different. I know it's already colored cardstock, but I'm going to go in with the same color blends, the light smoky slate and the dark smoky slate. And I'm going to do this a little bit different. I'm going to start with my dark because I'm coloring color on color. I mean, the light's not really going to show up. But again, the artist has already done the work for us when they created this stamp set. They've put all these lines right here where the cauldron would be darker. So I'm just going to take my dark, color over these, and I'm going to give it a good coat because, like I said, you're coloring on colored cardstock already. So for this to show up and actually know that it's got some shading, because as this dries, it's going to blend into itself, into the paper. But anyway, back to my story. I love this time of year. I love the spookiness. I love the thrill of it. We do a big haunted house every year. The kids in the neighborhood love it. I've posted videos. I'll try to post a video on my business page this year. They should start popping up here any minute, any moment. And when they do, I'll share it. I'll try to at least. We only need to color one of these cauldrons, just the front one. The back one doesn't really need to be colored. Okay, now I'm going to take and I don't use these, but the big end, and this is of my light. I said it was my light, yeah. It just seems really dark. And I'm just, again, I'm going to give a whole wash. And the reason why I'm using this big end is just because it covers more area faster so that you guys aren't sitting here watching me color on top of colored cardstock. Kind of boring. And I know you guys are probably looking at this going, oh my gosh, that's looking a little raunchy. I guess would be the best word. But it does. It's going to blend all in, and it's just going to give it some texture. I'm going to go back with my dark. And again, just the big end. And I'm going to go back over this just one more time and smooth this out. And then I'm going to put this to the side and we're going to let it dry. We're going to let those colors blend in, and you'll see what I mean here in a little bit, which is another reason why I'm showing you I'm coloring one and not coloring the back. So, okay. Let it do its thing. I'm going to put those to the side. And that is all for the coloring. Let me go ahead and stamp my Happy Halloween. And then we'll die cut all of this out at the same time. This is pumpkin pie. Bring my Big Shot back up here to the table. But yeah, that was, I will never forget those days, Mom. That was so fun. Going to Blockbuster, we would get a couple of movies, get our pizza, get a couple of games. We would have pizza night and watch our movies, and then we would have games to play. And I think you could do like, Blockbuster was really big on the 3-night rentals, 2 nights, 3 days, something like that. Anyway, my mom would take them back to Blockbuster when she was going back to work on Monday. It worked out perfect. Okay, so I already have my bird that I colored and my cauldron bubbles colored and cut. That's going to save us some time. Cut out this Happy Halloween. And I will use a Post-it note so that I can line this up and it doesn't move on us. But it was the perfect weekend. We got to do that every weekend. That was our childhood fun. Kept us kiddos busy. Of course, we had, you know, friends and went outside and played, and they came over and spent the night. I mean, we didn't just sit in front of the TV all weekend. Okay, so there's my Happy Halloween that just popped out. And then let's get the kitty cat die. And I think that's it, yeah, because we already cut our bird out. I was just showing you what the bird looked like before I colored it. So, line him up. Okay. Still using my trays. I'm staying organized over here. It seems to be working, so that's a plus. Putting my dies back on. Okay. Get this off my table because we're done with it. Pull back in my little cauldron and see, okay, here's the difference. Can you see the shading? This just looks like it's old, it's been used, it's worn out, it's got some wear and tear. This is a brand new cauldron. So it just gives it a little something something. Okay. Oh, you know what? Ugh, I forgot to cut out. I also need I forgot about this part because there's no coloring. I need my potion bottles. Remember the potion bottles that we did last week? It's this one and this one. And we're going to do exactly what we did last week. I am going to cut out the bottles out of vellum and then cut the liquid inside using a little bit of glitter paper. So let me put these on here. I love vellum. Hopefully Stampin' Up! Will come back and carry vellum. We've got some Christmas vellum. It has like snow on it and fern leaves, but no just regular vellum. Okay, put these to the side and then get my little piece of glitter paper. I'm gonna do green in the big bottle since I did the green on the cauldron bubbles, and I'm gonna do purple for the little bottle. Good deal. It was hard to watch when you couldn't find stuff. I know, Mom. Ugh, I drove myself crazy. And what drove me crazy is I knew that it was sitting right here in front of my face because I just had it. So, and I'm also going to, and you guys can be the judge of this, when we get to putting together this little treat box, I'm going to need some input. Need some volunteers from the audience. This is just some, oh, what color is this? This is the Early Espresso. And I'm going to cut out a broom, the end of a broom. This does have some lines on it already. It's from one of our old background stamps. Hold on, I'll show you. Maybe if I can, there it goes. Goodness. Oh, I just tore that apart. Okay, one more time. I may need my little shimmy thing. Let me grab. Let's roll that through one more time. I used the big 3D embossing folders on my Big Shot, and that kind of, it makes it a little bit thicker up here so it doesn't get a cut as well. So you can see that this broom has like the little notches because of the die. You know, it's showing how a broom is. So it's got already the little indentions. And when I tried to take it off the paper, it kind of tore. So anyway, but so we could use the plain side of this paper, which is one side, or we could use, like I said, this was an old piece of paper that I had used, a scrapped piece of paper, and it had a like a timber tree background stamp on it. So you can use it both ways. You don't have to have the lines on it. It was just an added bonus for me. Okay. Is that all of our die cutting? I think so. I'm pretty sure. And what I'm going to do with this broom is actually take my scissors, and those are too big. Let's see. Let me grab some snips. I'm going to cut into these lines. These lines are already pre-cut. So I'm just cutting the bottom of them to make them, you'll see here in a second. I'm not good with words. Let me just show you. So I'm just going in here and cutting the bottoms of these where they're already cut so that they kind of come apart. There we go. And then you can take your hand and kind of pull them apart and ruffle it back and forth, you know, like it was a real broom. Just give it some realness, some texture. Kind of curl it up, you know, because those brooms don't, you know, they don't stay straight. One use and they're all crazy. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, now let's pull in all of our pieces. Let's pull in my little silicone mat. So we have all of our little bits and bobs. I forgot how much die cutting there was to this. Okay, take our little box, and I am going to, this one side, if you have any little pieces that kind of stick up, you can just go in and kind of trim those. I just didn't get the box completely lined up. I did good on that side, but not that side. So just trim that up. We're going to take this wonderful glue that I love, and this is the back of our box, and the way you can see is, not that it matters because we're covering it up, but anytime you make a box, all your lines, your seams need to be folded towards the back so you can't see it. So you see the clean lines on the front, not the seams. So always put your seams towards the back. Just a little tip. Just makes it a little bit nicer, a little bit more for a presentation. Like I said, this doesn't matter on this one, but we're going to take this and we're going to line this up on the back. And this is why you want to use that glue. That glue gives you some time to move it so that you can adjust. So you're going to get it, it fits perfectly right in between these notches and the feet. So hopefully you guys can see that. It's the perfect size for that. Okay. Just let that kind of stick in it here a little bit, because again, that's wet glue. Gives you adjustable time, which is the reason why we use it. Gives you some wiggle room, because the tear-in tape and all the other adhesives, the snail, it doesn't. Okay, so put some more glue on this, and then you're going to have to tip this up and sit it down so that you can make sure your treat box sits flush to the ground. So again, we've got wiggle room. You want to just make sure you get it on there to where it sits flat and flush. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Let me put my little thing in my green tip glue so it doesn't stop up. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. Okay. And just so you know, Stampin' Up! Carries. We have big dimensionals and little dimensionals. Okay. We also have black dimensionals. And these are great when you're using darker cardstock, like the blacks and the grays, just because they hide behind your pieces a little bit better. So let's see. Let's go ahead. I should not have put that in my glue yet. When I cut this bubble out, I cut a little extra down here so that we could put some glue down here and then pop this behind our cauldron. Now I've got glue on my fingers, yuck. Okay, so we're just gonna put some wet glue behind that and stick that on. Now we're done with our wet glue. Okay. We're gonna put some, okay, so let's put the Happy Halloween on first. And I use every single piece of my dimensionals, the borders, everything. So just cut those borders, and this is a good way to make tiny pieces for our tiny dies. Because the big dies would be a little bit big for this little banner. And this is the Happy Little Things die. I think it's an online exclusive. And this stamp set, Potion and Spells, is an online exclusive too. There was not much Halloween stuff in the mini that went live September 4th, Wednesday. And you'll see that here in a little while, because you know what? I can open up the catalog. You guys can see the inside of the catalog. It makes me so happy. The things that I get happy about. When someone tells me I can't do something, it really, really makes me want to do something. Oh gosh, I got all sideways. How did that happen? You guys have been looking at me all sideways. Let me fix that. There we go. I must have bumped the camera. Sorry. Okay. So now you guys can decide, do we want the kitty cat or, let me pull this back in, the bird? I could do the bird just to have one of each. That's probably what I should do. If I do the bird, I think I'd put him over here. And then put my little potion bottles over on this side. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the bird because I've already done a cat one. But I'll explain this cat story to you here in a second. It's too funny. Okay, so I am going to... I'll probably use my white dimensionals on this because these are vellum and see-through. So let me grab my little, actually, I wasn't done with my wet glue. I need to grab my liquid for my bottles. Okay. And I probably need to grab my tweezers. So put this on here and get it straight. So Mom, because the pool is so cold, the water, I hate to say this, but I don't think you want to come over and lay out on the cold water. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and do another, I'm going to end this live and then go take a break and then come back, and I'm going to do like a walkthrough through the catalog. Just so everybody can see the new product that went live on last Wednesday, because we have 2 catalogs now. Well, not catalogs, but we have the Holiday Mini, And then we have the new scrapbooking brochure. I'm so excited to have scrapbooking products. This makes me happy, makes my heart happy. So, how does that sound? Okay, sounds good. Okay, I knew you would be sad because we weren't getting in the pool. I am too, but like I said, it was 72 degrees. This about, what, now 2 hours ago when I went out there and turned on the pool pump. It's too cold. I want my warm weather back. Okay, so we've got the liquid in our jars. Let me grab, I don't know if we'll get back in that pool this year. I know, it's September. I should know. I mean, my gosh, it's fall, Shauna. I get it. It's not supposed to be warm anymore. It's time to move into the fall, Mimi. Ugh. I'm not done with my sun. I love the heat and the warmth on my skin. Okay, just taking the backing off, sorry. I'm not telling you guys what I'm doing, I'm just talking. Chit chat time. Okay, so put one of the bottles here, one of the bottles here. Pop up my little bird. Okay, and then I guess I'll put my kitty cat to the side. I'll save him. I'll use him later on something, I'm sure. Okay, so now let me get to the different candies that I have purchased. I'll show you about this here in a second when we decide what we're gonna do. You guys ready to make some decisions? Our swimming days are over. I know, Mom. Makes me sad. Okay, so when I went to Dollar Tree, I found this Kool-Aid, Ghoul-Aid popping candy. I'm guessing this is like Pop Rocks. So they're in these little bags. And I thought that was kind of cool with the bubbles, you know, bubbling over the popping candy. It's got little bubbles back here in the background. So I thought that was a cute piece of candy to put in there. You have to fold it a little bit. So let me, I mean, they're kind of big, but you can fold it up and stick it in there. Okay, so it fits. So there's this candy, and then I found these Nerds gummy clusters, and this was the spooky bag. It's the orange bag. And again, you kind of have to fold up the bag to stick it in there. But I don't know, I thought with the little balls, those were both really kind of fitting with the bubbles. Okay? So then I saw these cute little, give me just a second. Halloween suckers. So they have pumpkins and ghosts. They're not staying in the bags. And then witches' hats and Frankenstein faces. Cute, huh? Okay, and this is where my mind went. This is where Shauna gets a little twisted. This cat. He looks like his name is Evil Knievel, right? These are the stories that go through my head when I'm playing around crafting. Okay, he has jumped up here. He's almost knocked over this potion bottle. He's creating all sorts of chaos, right? Okay, so what happened? He made the witch fall into the cauldron. He's using the broom. He's bad. He's a bad, bad kitty. He's using the broom upside down as a stir stick. And all that's left from the witch is the witch's hat. She has been consumed in her own cauldron. She is no longer with us, the poor witch. So, the evil cat has done away with the witch, so you can take this broom and put it on the end of this sucker stick if you want. Here, we'll just use a pumpkin and not be so twisted and crazy. But take a glue dot. And then just make this broom, this sucker stick, into the broom handle. So, and then the suckers fit in there perfectly. So, wait, we need to put the witch back with the cat, and then we can stick the pumpkin with the bird. Anyway, I like that. It's not too twisted yet, Mom. Okay, that is our little treat box for today. However, what I want to show you next is this very, very cute kit that I put together. I finally got around to putting it together. I was going to put it together on a live. See, it's too big, it doesn't even fit in my camera. But then they sold out really fast. This was called the Haunted Home Kit. You know, every month we release 2 new kits. So this was the one we released last month. It sold out in a matter of minutes. So I didn't want to put it together on a live with you guys because there's no point. I'm putting together something that you guys can't buy. Anyway, it's hollow and you can put a candle in it, and these windows have vellum, see-through yellow vellum. And so when you put the candle in it, everything lights up. You can see that there's a chandelier hanging in this window. There is a skull as a door knocker. A bone as a handle. Pumpkins, a cat, a spider. I should have put the spider over here because the spider web's right here. I might have to switch those around. A ghost. Here's like some little decoration flags. And then here's some bats. Anyway, it was fun putting it together. It wasn't very hard. They are going to come back out with these because they were so popular. Nope, it's funny. Good, Mom. I'm glad you think so. But they're not going to be back out until after Halloween. Which, okay, you're like, why come out with it? Well, people have decided, and I think I'm going to buy me another one just so I can show you guys. Because it is brown cardboard inside, and it's got just the little lines of what a box would look like. They're going to make them into gingerbread houses. So I'm very excited. I can't wait to see how people decorate it. So it's going to be cute. So I think I'm going to buy another one when they come back out, and we'll make a gingerbread house. Maybe they won't sell out as fast. But anyway, you just put it all together. It comes apart. I did have a hot glue incident because you have to use hot glue. There's my boo-boo. Yeah. It's beautiful. But, so be careful. Me and hot glue don't ever play good together. We don't play nicely. But it is cute. And I have some tips and tricks on it because, of course, Shauna learns the hard way. So I had to put it together and pull it apart a little bit, and you'll see that when I flipped it over, like, I mean, you can see that I put it down and then I pulled it apart. Because I had read somewhere where these little tabs, someone said that all the tabs need to go inward. Well, I disagree. I tried it that way. These tabs right here, if you put them inward, then you get the edge of this side that shows, and it doesn't look nice and clean. So I had to unstick mine. You'll see that on this one. I had this stuck inside and I didn't like it, so I tore it apart and redid it. But anyway, trial and error. You never know until you try. But now I know, and now I can make a cute gingerbread house that's gonna look perfect. Love the house. I'm so glad you do. Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick little break. It's 11:07. I did get started a little bit late, so grab myself a refill, and then I'll be back in about 7 minutes, 11:15. Come back, we will go through the catalog together. I'm so excited. So thanks for joining me. We'll see you in a little bit. Bye.